You've heard it said before, life is fragile and it can change in an instant, can't it? The good, the bad. But perhaps no one knows this better than Brenda Warner, wife, of course, of former Cardinal quarterback Kurt Warner. And she's writing about it in a very, very personal and dramatic way, talking about these life-changing moments in her new book that you see right there, One Call Away. And we are just honored to have her here with us on the show today. It's good to have you back on Sonoran Living. It's been too long.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about why go so personal in your book, One Call Away, because you've lived your whole life out there. You kind of, your new normal became everybody else having access to your life. True. And then your husband retires, you would think that you'd go, okay, now my family is my family. But you put it out there.
I did, because I had a life before Kurt Warner. I know that's hard to imagine because everybody, I know, and a full life of things that happened to me that I wanted to share. And I'm raising 7 kids now, and when I start to discuss life situations with them, I want them to know why I am the way I am, why I push them one way or not the other. And, you know, if they can learn from my mistakes, then even better. But once you write your memoir, you can't just put the good, so I had to put, you know, where I've screwed up, where I've blown it with relationships, and it's all out there, and that's stuff that people relate to. I mean,
absolutely.
People relate to the flawed, and I'm flawed, but yet I had this life that, you know, threw me things that would have maybe taken some people out and made people give up. And so if I've already been through it, and I can share with you, then maybe you won't give up.
I want to talk about the premise for this book, One Call Away, because there was one line in this book that really jumped out at me, and you say, on page 194, you say, you're talking to your dad shortly before a tornado killed your parents, and you said, you know, Dad's talking about how he's going to get baptized, and your dad says, you know, I love you, sweetheart, and you write, if I had known it was going to be the last time I would ever speak to him, I never would have ended the call. And isn't that the case for so many of us in our lives when we get that call and it dramatically and profoundly changes our life? And you've created an entire book about that.
I did. I remember, you know, just always wanting to be able to say goodbye. But everybody wants what they don't have. If you've had to suffer and watch your parents have a disease and, you know, start to deteriorate, and you get to say goodbye, but you also see them suffer, you would want the way my parents went, where they went instantly and they didn't suffer. So everybody wants what they don't have. So I want to be able to say goodbye. But, you know, I do it in different ways now, and maybe someday I'll get to see them and say, you know, I get to say hello and goodbye. I get to put it all together and tell you how much I love you when we're in heaven. But until then, I just have to keep going. You know, I didn't get to finish everything, but they brought me so much joy and made me so strong as a United States Marine. They signed the papers for me to go into the Marine Corps. So many great memories with them that I'm grateful that I had the relationships that I did have with them.
Are you at all surprised by how phone calls have really transformed your life? Whether it's the phone call that your husband's getting going, okay, my life is not going to be the same anymore, right, to a phone call, you know, finding out about your children, any series of them. Are you surprised that so many changes and trials and good moments have resulted from that?
You would think I'd stop answering the phone when it rings.
I would have been like voicemail city a long time ago if I was Brenda Warner.
I know. But you know what? It's a matter of life where you were dealt something, then what are you going to do with it?
Right.
You know, how long are you going to sit in pity? How long are you going to say, why me? It doesn't bring anybody any good to do that. And I have children looking up at me saying, what about us? So you pick yourself up and you do what you have to do in the moment to get through it. And I hope that's what people get from my story.
I think a lot of people can benefit from all of the stories, the personal stories, getting to know you a little bit better, because I think it is your time to shine. Well, more than you already have with your husband. I think your family is an amazing example of just a solid foundation of a family that we can all just kind of hope to model in some ways. So I wish you the best of luck with this book tour. I know that you're headed, what did we say? Were you going tonight? Do you even remember?
I'm going to St. Louis tonight.
St. Louis tonight.
And then I'm heading to Mesa at the Christian Bookstore there to do the signing tomorrow night from 7 to 9, and then Barnes & Noble in Scottsdale on Thursday night from 7 to 9. And Kurt will be there too.
Well, fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and just tell your family that we're just glad that they could share their mama with us a little bit in this book. That's wonderful. So here's some information again about those upcoming book signings. She's going to be at the Brienne Bookstore, and that's at 1721 South Stapley Drive in Mesa. That's tomorrow. And then at the Barnes & Noble at Pima and Shea on Thursday. And then both of those signings begin at 7, so you can catch Brenda on The View. Also, Thursday morning. I know that I will be there.
Good.
I will be there watching at 10 o'clock right here on ABC 15. I do have one quick question for you, too. Do you have any predictions for the Cardinals season?
I predict that I'm not going to watch a game.
Sundays are hers now.
I still don't like football. But, you know, Kurt will be reporting on it NFL Network, so you can tune in then to learn his wisdom.
Well, I love that about you. I love that you can have a little bit of football, but you can not love it at all. You love it, and then you just don't.